What's up, you guys? I hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas, and today I'm retouching some roots and I'm updating you guys on some high growth, easy money energy stocks because, well, hey, Monday, the stock market's open and I wanna make sure that you guys are making money to finish up this year and we wanna get started on next year very strong. One of those stocks made a stupid amount of money. It was Plug Power. I recommended Plug Power back when it was $11 per share. I made a video on it. You can check that out right here. And basically, this stock has absolutely killed it. It was on a rampage, and that rampage still has not stopped. We also got a new stock on my radar called FCEL Energy. I think there's some growth in that stock, and they also are a very good clean energy player. And I think that stock is very interesting right now. The revenues have been declining, but it's looking like we got Congress making some changes and giving tax credits for renewable energy businesses. So I've got some ideas on how we can make some money off of this type of news. Stick around, guys. I'm about to throw some cash in your pockets. By the way, if any of you guys are new, my name's Henry. I worked on Wall Street at Goldman Sachs and a couple of hedge funds, and now I make YouTube videos and I teach options trading because I want to make other people stupid rich. All I ask is you guys smash the like button and subscribe with the bell notification. And I also have a couple links in the description, one being for Webull. When you sign up, you get 4 free stocks after you deposit $100. It's basically free money, so why not get some free stocks? So let's kick it off on why Plug Power is on an absolute rampage. And let me remind you guys that I made a video on Plug Power when it was barely 10 bucks. So I just want to say, guys, we're going to be hitting some home runs in this video, or better yet, as a tennis player, we're going to be hitting some aces, guys. But I also want you guys to do some of your own research alongside my analysis. By the way, speaking about tennis, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Roger Federer is the highest paid athlete in the whole world, and point blank, these energy plays that I'm going to be discussing are the fastest growing companies out there, specifically for Plug, because I think Plug has so many contracts and so many strong relationships in the market right now. And for the guys that have been invested in this stock at the low teens, I mean, this has been an absolute steal of a stock. But I still think this stock has some good stuff to come for it, specifically in the aspect that it has so many good relationships that I'm about to get into. Now, guys, this stock is at an all-time high, so it's imperative that you invest properly into names like Plug Power. People are making fortunes because over the past 6 months, this name, just look at it. I mean, it's insane. It's up 370% plus. And I don't even want to know how filthy rich the option buyers have been on Plug Power, but we need the stock to keep going up from here because if you're not in the name, you could get hurt should there be any pullback. And if there is a pullback on Plug, then the tides could turn quickly and we can see this stock retest back to the low 30 levels. However, if this stock has any gap upwards up to $40 per share, it's almost like nobody can stop the momentum or the momentum traders on their way to like $50 per share, because the momentum of a stock is one of the most important factors, guys. When a stock is going up, that is a great predictor. Actually, believe it or not, you know, I didn't actually believe this myself because when a stock goes up, I kind of thought, well, hey, it's getting more expensive. And to a certain degree, it is. However, when a stock really does break through a certain barrier, and for Plug Power, it's hitting all-time highs, if it continues to do that, then it is more of a momentum play and there's a lot of money to be made on a short-term swing opportunity. One reason Plug has recently been on a rampage is Wall Street is noticing that this play has a lot of opportunity in it, and we got Morgan Stanley analyst Stephen Beard just ratcheting up his price target on Plug Power stock to $38 per share just this coming week. Another reason, guys, and this is me being upfront, retail investors are just flocking to the clean energy stocks right now. I mean, all the clean energy stocks are going up because investors are really hyping up these stocks because they see there's a lot of opportunity, but there's also a lot of YouTubers going out there and saying that these stocks are good purchases. Now, I think there's a lot of credible YouTubers out there, but also there's just a lot of enthusiasm in this market right now. I mean, I can't deny that there's a lot of new investors on Robinhood and on Webull and all of these platforms. These investors have seen stocks such as Tesla go up a tremendous amount, and they're excited about clean energy stocks because clean energy stocks do have a bright future. But I think a lot of clean energy stocks are going up and not all of them are justified. However, it is a really interesting place to be in right now. But there is no doubt here, guys, that some of the enthusiasm is justified and clean energy stocks are very hot in 2020, and I don't see that really stopping for most of them. But that's not all. I have some good news on this stock's financials that you need to know if you are a Plug Power shareholder or you want to become a Plug Power shareholder. Plug Power has been trying to commercialize hydrogen and fuel cell technologies, and they're doing a great job at forklifts and have a very strong relationship with some of the hugest, and I mean massive brands like Walmart, Amazon, and Asda. Historically, Plug has never found much success. Oh, and by the way, I missed Home Depot. How could I miss Home Depot? Home Depot is also a customer of Plug Power, and their forklift business is really killing it. And the business was founded back in 1997. That's been over 20 years in business for Plug Power. However, things have been getting much better for the company. I mean, before their financials were not so great. And through 2019, Plug Power has never once, and I can't believe it, never once generated a profit. I mean, this company has not been profitable. And usually I would say this is pretty much a no-go stock for me, but this finally changed in 2020 when the company managed to ratchet up sales. And as I've said, the sales have really been improving. Just take a look at the revenue in the last 12 months. This is a growing company that all of a sudden found its footing in 2020. In terms of profit, it actually squeezed out $24 million in positive EBITDA, which stands for, going back to my finance degree, earnings before taxes, depreciation, and amortization in the recent quarter. And all that really is, guys, is that's the money that is hitting their bottom lines, sort of, in terms of all the profits that they're making aside from depreciation and amortization. Now listen, guys, sorry, it feels like it's been a long time since I graduated from college now. I feel like I've gotten that finance degree a long time ago, but I want you guys to listen to this. Turning a profit is a really good thing. We have some real change going on here. I mean, the change is not only good in terms of the finances, but also the forklift technologies. They're not just bringing in that dough, they're also really fun to drive. Just take a look at this. Whoa, that looks super fun, guys. Don't you just want to ride this forklift with me? Don't you just want to be like, hey, I mean, it depends on your job, right? It depends if you're liking your job or not. How would you like to just drive this forklift for a living? I mean, look at this guy. He's plugging in that forklift. It's charging super fast. I bet he's making a decent amount of money because, I mean, it's just cool to have this type of job. I'm just joking, but it really does look fun to drive. Let's get back to the money and take a look at the bigger picture of the total valuation. Plug Power has a market cap of $15 billion, which is now a medium-sized company. Similarly, the stock is selling for 30 times sales, guys, while historically it's been less than half of 30 just back in September, which is 3 months ago. This year, and about a quarter of 30 times of sales in June. So this company is getting a lot more expensive recently. This does make me wonder if Plug Power might be in a short-term bubble. Now guys, don't just shoot the messenger, because I'm just analyzing both sides of the positives of this business, but also the potential risks, because this stock is tremendously going up in terms of its valuation. And I see both sides of the coin being very interesting, because from one hand, the sales are just tremendously growing, the relationships are prospering, especially because in this kind of pandemic setting, these warehouses are really having more demand. So they're gonna be building relationships with, Plug Power, because the forklifts are essential to running a profitable warehouse, and it's gonna be making it a more efficient business for the employees. Now, on the other side of things, basically we have a high valuation, which just means that investors are noticing that there's gonna be high growth, therefore they're bidding the stock higher, and I think it is getting quite expensive at this time. Now, that's not a bad thing if you're a long-term investor, because I think the relationships really do outweigh the price to sales ratio. Plug Power does business with a lot of high-end customers that are growing themselves, so that's going to trickle down to the suppliers or to the business helpers, which is Plug Power in this situation. But I also want to show you guys an image of all the customers that Plug Power has, because some of these customers are really good for the business. Think about it, guys. Everyone is doing online shopping nowadays. I mean, e-commerce is the new thing and it's here to stay. And that in turn has driven up new demand for warehouse infrastructure, including forklifts. I don't see warehouse demand falling off anytime soon, because let's face it, we're kind of working from home nowadays. We don't want to go into retail stores, and retail stores have honestly been dying for quite some time now. Have you seen like Macy's stock or Gap or any of the other retailers? They're just suffering a lot, and the warehouses are just going to become more profitable and have more money to spend on things such as forklifts. So overall, guys, I'm bullish long-term on this stock, but short-term, I'm waiting to see if this stock wants to pull back at all for a better entry price. And if not, I'm gonna keep holding the shares that I already own. I mean, it's absolutely killed it in terms of performance. And if it does fall back just a little bit, maybe to like $33 per share, I'll be happy to purchase more. But for now, this stock is a little bit of a hold for me, but I think it's really interesting to pay attention to this one and have it on your watch list. Now listen, guys, I have a second play that I want you to consider, because this is an interesting play on a clean energy stock at an interesting time, and the ticker symbol for this one is FCEL. It's called FCEL. It's up almost 25% on the charts, guys. Just take a look at the performance, and the reason the stock is jumping up so much is because of the stimulus bill. The planned extension of an investment tax credit for renewable energy projects should benefit fuel cell developers as well, meaning that they get a 2-year extension of a 26% tax credit. And these tax credit guys and the government, they have a big effect on companies that are in clean energy, because a lot of these clean energy companies are relying on government help, and the tax credit extension will help make the projects more economically viable. Therefore, fuel cell is looking like a very interesting short-term swing play again. Now guys, this is a pure technical play. I want to bring up the ideas of energy stocks ripping it due to the stimulus potential. I think we could see these type of stocks go higher if all the news goes really well for these stocks. I could definitely see these stocks continuing to skyrocket. Are these companies such as Fuel Cell, and specifically Fuel Cell I'm talking about here because Plug Power, I think they have a little bit more presence, and I think they're more of a safe company, whereas Fuel Cell, it's a little bit more risky. And I just want to say, is Fuel Cell a blue chip stock that I'm 100% about? No. I'm just bringing this stock up because I've seen there's a lot of interest in the market recently. The stock has skyrocketed, and I think it could be an interesting play. Fuel Cell Energy has not been consistently profitable, even with large subsidies in place. The company could potentially make use of some of the R&D money in the stimulus package, but even speculating on where that money is allocated, it isn't really a wise move right now. The company could potentially make use of the research and development money in the stimulus package, but even speculating with some of that money, I still don't know if this is the wisest move to make right now. I'm purely looking at the charts and discussing this one based on investor behavior, because again, when it comes to momentum, when a stock just continues to rise and rise without being stopped at all, I think it's an interesting stock to look at and get into a short-term opportunity. Now, you want to be very careful about being a swing trader, because I am not a swing trader. However, I will sometimes swing trade when I see a lot of momentum in a stock and investor enthusiasm not slowing down. But I know most of my followers, at least in the Option Income Academy, have been absolutely killing it, and they want more speculative plays, so they keep asking me, what type of speculative plays can I make to make a lot more money? And they want to dial in the risk. Most importantly, they want to have a little bit more risk. So I'm telling you guys, Fuel Cell is an interesting speculative play. I might personally put in $500 and just see what I can do with that riding along the stock, and just see if my $500 can turn into like $600. Because I've been investing safe and I'm getting good returns, I can afford to put $500 and see what I can do with it. However, again, this isn't a stock that I would put a lot of my money into, because Fuel Cell Energy is a risky stock that a lot of investors are currently purchasing, and I think it's a strong momentum play. Also, Fuel Cell is going to report its fourth quarter performance on January 8th, so we're just a couple weeks away, and Wall Street is looking for EPS of just -6 cents per share. And I say just -6 cents per share on revenue, but actually, if you look at the last Q4 in 2019, EPS was -$8.62 in Q4 2019 on revenue of $11 million, and now we have revenue of $17 million. So the revenue has gone up by over 50%. However, $17 million is not a whole lot for a decently large company that has a big market cap. Substantial progress, no doubt, but the market cap is still very high in comparison to revenue. But me personally, I'm looking for a little bit of a speculative play, and I know some of you guys are interested in this stock, so I just want to let you know that I think this is an interesting play, but also diversify and put a little bit of your money into this one if you're interested, but don't make it such a large amount, because you want to be well diversified in all of your positions. However, I've seen so many of these companies that are not profitable yet make so much money for swing traders that are looking to make a short-term profit. And I'd much rather have 95% of my portfolio in safer stocks like Amazon, Tesla, NEO, Plug Power, DraftKings, Facebook, Adobe, Alibaba, JD, American Airlines, and other well-established companies that I believe in. However, for a stock like Fuel Cell, I might do $500. Either way, guys, these energy stocks are popping because of government stimulus and investor enthusiasm. Some exposure to these, both for the long-term prospects and current swing trading opportunities, seems smart to me with a tiny amount of your portfolio if you're really looking to dial in that risk and you have some capital that you're not afraid of losing. Let me know if you guys like when I cover speculative plays like Fuel Cell from time to time. It's not a core holding for me, but it's kind of interesting to have more speculative plays, and I know you guys might be interested in something like that. So drop me a comment and I'll make sure to incorporate some of your guys' ideas and feedback into my next video. Thanks for watching. Be aggressive in learning, but be safe in investing.
never sees me.